Now this became the perfect everything for me in music. Yeah, because I believe I Can Fly video was immaculate. Yeah, the writing of the song, the choir that comes in, the everything. It was just, it was like, go now, like this is it, you know, like
fly.
Yeah, we're done. Like we have to. We need to move. Yeah, and after this, that was it. I left for the US by the end of '97.
So end 90. Had you left the country before that?
Well,
like to go to America?
I had gone, but just to visit.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
But you had visited.
Yeah, by this time now, I've made up my mind I need to go there for a while. I was not just going to visit, yeah. So
you jump on a plane?
So I jump on a plane and I go. And I stay with my brother in his house.
What state do you go to? Where do you go in the States?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
So I go to Atlanta and I land in Atlanta, and of course, culture shock. This is now America. This is no longer Kenya. No longer what I'd call easy life. If I want to go somewhere, jump in a matatu, in America, you have to be mobile. I don't have a license. I don't have a car. I don't have a job. The culture shock, different life. Everything is just different. But here I am. I'm a kid. I'm not yet 20, and the whole world just seems like a playground, and I'm happy. I'm hopeful and I'm ambitious, and I'm saying to myself, this is really it. This is the one shot that I think I needed. Yeah. So I go to the US. I reach the US. Then my perception of US all this time is what I watched on Michael Bay films like Bad Boys, where there's helicopters flying over you all the time, and skyscrapers and fancy cars and rap videos with people standing at corners and cars bouncing and all that. Then I get to America and I'm disappointed. I'm totally disappointed. This is not what I thought it was. Yeah. Everybody wakes up in the morning, everybody goes to work, you're bored, you don't have a job, you don't have a car, you have no money. My bro wakes up in the morning, he's out, he comes back in the night, I have nothing to do. I came here, I thought this was America and it's gonna be great. And here I am. And so, you're not gonna stay in somebody's house for too long without paying bills. So of course, dudes are like, man, get out there and look for something to do.
Get some bacon.
This was before Donald Trump time, so it was easier to get jobs back then. So there was a long street where we lived. It was called Windy Hill Road. And it was kind of like a walking distance from where we stayed. So you could take a walk, and within about 10-15 minutes you're on Windy Hill Road. And then Windy Hill Road was those continuous, never-ending, straight American type roads with all kinds of things on it. Petrol stations, food stores, Burger King, McDonald's, everything. So that was basically where I used to try to get jobs. Yeah, I had no car, so I'd walk. And those days, jobs were a bit more available. So you'd find a sign, now hiring. Yeah, some food place or some place where they need some casual guy who they can pay minimum wage. And you'd find now hiring, just, written somewhere there. And I was on this road so much, looking for jobs, walking back home, looking for jobs. And for a long time, I was really not getting anything. Then one day, a Subway, which is equivalent of what? What's Subway? What do we do for Subway? The food place.
Oh, we have Subway here.
Yeah, the Subway. Yeah,
Subway, the food place.
The sandwich place.
Yeah.
The owner of a sandwich bar, Subway. I walked up there one time and he was in a hurry to hire somebody. I think they needed somebody immediately, like they wanted to sign a guy the same day, like before the day ends. So I was lucky and I walk in and the guy is like, okay, do you have any prior experience? I'm like, no. He's like, where are you from? I'm from Kenya. He's like, are you going to be able to do this job? I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. So I'm given a job at Subway for cutting mkate and putting the cheese and mayonnaise and whatnot and serving. Yeah. So at least now finally I can go back home and say I have a what? I have a job. Yeah. So I'm doing Subway. The hours were crazy. Sometimes you live there, I don't know what time it's cold. I have not raised enough money to buy a car. So I'm walking and just doing American life basically. I'm just taking the hit of being there.
Would I say we're in 1998 now?
This is 98 now, yeah. Now, Windy Hill Road, the same car road that I'm going to work on. One day I decided at lunchtime, See, here is Subway, then this way is the direction home. I decided today, it's lunchtime, I have an hour. Let me go this other side and see what's past Subway. So I walk past and I walk a little bit down. And I find a music store called Mars Music. Now, to put it in perspective, Mars Music is like Nakumat, like the biggest Nakumat you can think of in Nairobi or in Kenya. Mars Music is the size of Nakumat, and it sells nothing but musical equipment. I walk in, the automatic sliding glass doors that they use for the winter so that the doors stay closed. I walk in and I am just in another universe. This is about 6 months to a year after I've left Kenya. I've never had a chance to play any keyboard, anything, anywhere. We had no computer in our house. There was nothing that was helping me advance what I wanted to do up to this point.
So the dream has died at this time.
It's there, but there's nothing I could
you're
that
in
could
grind.
help. Yeah,
you're in grind.
So now I'm in the grind. Then I find a music store that has everything my mind could perceive for music production. Mars Music. So I walk into Mars Music. This is a lunch break and I have to go back to Subway. And I quickly just browse through the place. Now, Kenya, by this time, when I left Kenya, there was one guy who had a very advanced keyboard, and he was the only guy who had that advanced keyboard. He was called Steve Wawero. Yeah?
Steve.
And he had a KORA Trinity, silver, touch screen, automated, and all that stuff with the greatest everything. Yeah? And there was one guy in Kenya. I go to Mars Music and I find 6 different models of KORA Trinity on display. On display, turned on. Bang on it as much as you want. It's on display. They call them floor models. Yeah, you find a floor model. They don't care if it falls, if you spill Coke over it. It doesn't matter. It's a floor model. It's not going to be bought. It's for display. It's for demonstration. It's for people to do what they want with it. So I go here and I see everything that I ever imagined under the sun. There's a department for mixers. There's a department for microphones. There's a department for sound cards. There's a department for headphones. There's a department for monitors. There's a department for anything you can think about at that time that was the greatest machines you could find in music production. All in a store that I never knew was about 45 minutes walk from my house. Now this is where now the real deal begins. Because now I don't have to walk to South B to enter a studio and maybe not even touch anything. I'm finally able to be in a place where I am experimenting real time. Yeah. So
floor models.
What Mars Music did for me is something very interesting. Mars Music, I realized after some time that I can go there every day.
Hey, Kenyans are unique.
And I began going there every day. I would even shift my work hours so that I have enough time to go there before it closes. So that I can get at least 2 hours every day. Do you know I was at Mars Music so much back that the employees knew me?
What?
Yeah. I was there every day because to me that was everything. That's what I came for. You see? So here I am.
That was America for you.
This is what I came for. I found it. So here I am. I'm at Mars Music all the time. To the point the employees knew my name. They'd be like, hey buddy, how you doing today? Like, you're back? Yeah. What can we do for you today? You know. I was there. I even learned how to make a song on that KORA Trinity, which is a floor model on display. And I'm not like,
what?
Yes. Because now, what else is there to do? Flip burgers and go play with machines that are floor models. Yeah. So, Mars Music, I'm there so much, I've started learning things that are in a shop that are being sold. I'm not even learning in a studio. I'm learning in a shop. I'm learning from things that are for sale. That's how determined I was. So, after some time, I started going with a floppy drive. I realized these guys are not so strict. They actually allow guys to make something and keep it, yeah? I realized I could sneak in and make a song and store it and go with it, yeah? So I started doing that. And because of me going there so much, some white assistant manager one day just called me aside and I knew today is the day I'm
I'm
being
over.
told, you guys don't ever show up over here, Mazay, you're killing for us our business. This guy is one man I will never forget in my life. His name is Joe Springfield, Joe B. Springfield. By then he was like an assistant manager at Mars Music. He called me and he told me, you guy, do you know after you left yesterday, I went to listen to those things you were doing on that keyboard. He told me after you went, because I've seen you here so much. After you left yesterday, I went to that keyboard you normally fiddle with there. Then I played back the stuff that you were doing yesterday. He told me, you guy, there's something you have, Bana. There's something you have. And I can see you really want it, but you seem to be stuck. Because you come here every day and I want to help you.
What?
Yeah. And this guy now, this is a guy who is established. He works there part-time. He works there for fun. He actually has a studio at home, like the real deal by this time, yeah? He gave me a card. He told me the number at the bottom, call me on Saturday. Then I'll show you how to come to my place. I call him, I go to his place. He welcomes me. I finally enter a studio in America, yeah? And he plays back his stuff. I'm amazed. And this guy voluntarily accepts to train me on how to produce music.
What?
At no charge, at no cost. He didn't want anything back from me. He just wanted to see me do something. Yeah. And we become buddies. And I even started telling my friends about him and whatnot. And now I no longer need to go to Mars Music.
Yes.
Yeah. Now I start going to his place. And by this time, I'm also saving money from flipping and making sandwiches. Yeah. So at one point in 1999, I make enough money to buy my first keyboard. Yeah.
From flipping burgers?
Yeah. Flipping burgers and everything else you can do. So I start getting equipment. I start getting gear.
The first equipment you bought of your own, which
Yes.
you owned, was 1999.
Yes. That is a keyboard. Yeah.
Can you remember the make?
It's this one here. I still have it. It's this. It's a Roland XP60. Yeah. And so I get this, and then by that time my bro buys a computer. So we have a computer and we have a keyboard. Then I figure out how to put a software inside, and I start playing around with the software and the keyboard and starting to.
And now, what's that guy
make
called
music.
again?
It's called Joe Springfield.
Joe has been training you on now mixing, mastering,
Yes.
what
The whole
installment to do
Yes, the whole shebang. Now he
for free.
For free. I mean, he was just that kind of guy, you know. White guy, didn't want anything from me. He just saw me there so much that I guess he just figured this guy needs to.
So it's not that you're in university, you're not in uni.
See. By this time, I'm just working, grinding, getting things done and whatnot, yeah. So now I have access to a studio, and I'm also putting together my own gear, yeah. Pole. I work, put aside some money, this, that, and the other. So by end of towards 2000, now I have two pieces of equipment, yeah. One was a keyboard and one was a drum machine, which was a sampler, yeah. And now this drum machine, which is called the famous Akai MPC 2000, was a very, very extraordinary piece of equipment for its time, yeah. And Akai MPC 2000 gave the ability for your music now, finally, to sound Jodeci.
Yes! Tumefika.
And more than that, I realized Jodeci also have it. So this is now full circle, you see? So now we're full circle. Now I have these two gadgets that are fantastic and fancy and spectacular in what they can do, but I'm still not very experienced, yeah, at how to make music and how to record and whatnot.
You've got the gear, not the skill.
Yes. So now every day, just fiddling around and trying to figure it out. This is 99, going into 2000. At this same time in Kenya, we are getting music coming to Atlanta from Kenya. By this time, there's an album called Kenya, the First Chapter, that was released and has come and is hot, you know. And amongst the Kenyan community in US, guys are feeling this record, and it's Audio Vault, Ted Josiah, and I'm listening to it, and I'm saying to myself, I really want to know like what goes into this. I think now I'm in a better place. I'm getting closer to being able to actually do this kind of work. Yeah. So this is 99 going into 2000. By beginning,
Kenyan first chapter is the one which has Mbafi. Or Kenyan
Yes.
second chapter.
I think
Kenyan first chapter had.
I'm confusing the two, but I know between the two there was songs like Tingbadi Malo,
Yes.
there was
Mbafi.
Tafsiri Hi, there was Boof Buff, there was a song by Nikki,
There was Nazizi.
there was Nazizi.
Mama.
Yes, there was all those, yeah.
Okay.
And there was not Zakanaka, by that time they're called Kana Brayo. Warogi Wawili,
Yeah.
yes. So by this time I listened to this music, and also in Kenya, things are also bubbling and emerging, yeah? And on this other side, I now finally have the courage to start producing guys in America.
What?
So that same shop where I used to go all the time, there's a guy I'd met there during my sessions.
Upcoming musician.
Yes, a rapper. He was called JR Griggs. Yeah? He's a young rapper, and even him, he was on that Kasemka quest of going there every day. You see? So he was there every day trying to find a way to produce his music, and even me, I'm there every day fiddling with the equipment. So that's how we came to know each other. Yeah? So we've been in touch. Now I have like a little mini setup in the house, in the bedroom. So I'm telling this guy, you guys, you come, let's do a song, you know. So I finally have the courage to do my first song, yeah. So I work with this guy, we do a song, then we do about 3 songs.
So what's the first time this is the first official production that you're doing for somebody?
Yes.
It was for this JR guy.
He's a guy called JR.
And the year is 2000 and?
This is still 99, we've not yet hit 2000.
Ooh.
We did a song called Pleasure and Pain, yeah. What's the difference between pleasure and pain and whatnot? So he was a rapper, so we've done our first song, yeah. I still can't record, I can only make beats, yeah.
You don't have a mic?
I don't have a mic, I don't have anything. But he knew a place where if we went with the track, it can be recorded. So I go, and the first time I have a full song with my instrumental and somebody's vocals.
What?
Yeah. Then after this, he introduces me to another group of guys from a smaller town just outside of Atlanta called Macon. A group of guys from Macon called the Pits. Yeah. Now the Pits were a much more established group. There were 4 guys. They had money. They were rolling basically. They were already rappers. You see, this guy he had not yet made a name. But these guys in Macon, they're already big. They played in college stations and whatnot. So one Saturday, some 2 cars just drive up to our place, and guys shuka, and they come out looking like real rappers. You know, like 2 Chainz, nini. Then they're like, yo, we've come with this guy. Are you the one who produced his song Pleasure and Pain? I'm like, yeah. They're like, yeah, that song is dope. Yeah, we want a song.
What?
So I'm like, okay. So I struggle. We did a song called Making It Hot. Yeah? We did a song called We're Making It Hot. Yeah? Now, Making It Hot, these guys already had a plan for it. It was going to be done for a video. They're already in the pipeline. So now me, I had no idea on how it works. I didn't know how to charge for a track. I was just there, you know. I was just excited. So I'm like, you guys. I mean, they're like, so what do you charge? Yeah. So I told them, I charge $500. Then they went outside. Then they chatted. Then they called me. They're like, we're gonna pay you $500, but make sure you do us a good song. So that was like my first real good payment on a track. And so what was amazing about making it hot is that...
Dude, that was 50 G's then.
Yes.
This you say 1999?
99, yeah, going to 2000. So this group called the Pits, I credit them for one thing. The Pits are the first group to have a song of mine play on radio.
Ooh.
So what happens in 99? Macon is a relatively smaller town, so they knew the guys for the stations. Yeah. So because they knew the guys for the stations, they could push the song to get played. So there was a weak frequency you could pick from Atlanta. Macon was like a distance of maybe Limuru and Nairobi.
Yeah.
Or call it
Thika in Nairobi.
Thika in Nairobi, yeah. So these guys in Macon, one Friday they tell me tune this station, this frequency, and just leave it on for the evening. So I tuned to the very weak signal, but the radio was on, it was loud, and we were just listening to whatever was playing. Then at some point, I started hearing an instrumental that I have produced. The song has started. Yani, it has started, and it's on radio. You know, so that was really amazing. You know, at that time, obviously it's not mainstream radio. You're not gonna get mainstream radio in America. But I mean, for heaven's sake, this is something playing on radio.
The dream is becoming a reality.
Yes. So this was really cool. But by this time now, I got the confidence in the sector. Just keep doing music. Fast forward to 2000. Yeah. This time I've worked with the Pits. I've worked with J.R. Griggs and maybe one or two other artists.
So now, hold on. Let me ask you. Did that open up your name? Did that song of the Pits getting played it's called Make It Hot? Making It Hot, yes. Did it now start making other people come to you?
Yes, a number of people are now coming.
Did the Pits come back?
They also came back. I did, I think, 2 more songs for them because they're doing an album. But they had various producers. So he came and did about 2 more songs, yeah? And I feel like, but by this time, I'm only working with rappers, you know?
But you're being paid, you're making money.
Yes.
And you're still flipping burgers?
I'm still flipping burgers, yeah. But now I'm working with rappers at least, and they're coming and whatnot, and the little bedroom setup is, guys are coming, you know, people are sitting around in the bedroom and it's cool, yeah? And that was fun. Now fast forward to 2000, I come to Kenya for about 3 months, yeah?